we ready?
Sir? Yes.
Sheldon? Good. Bit of a late start this evening, everyone. Forgive me, that's entirely my fault, but we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. First item on the agenda this evening is review and approval of the minutes from the prior meeting. If anybody has any additions or corrections, if they'd be kind enough to share them. Otherwise, I would look for an approval of the minutes, please.
Make the motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? That takes care of the minutes. Next item is the Buckingham Minor Subdivision. Ian, if you have a summary for us?
Sure. So this has to do with a property located at 206 3rd Ave Northeast. I'll just make it a little bit bigger here on the screen so we can see it a little bit better, maybe. But anyways, it's the property that's kind of highlighted right there where my cursor is. So this property was originally platted back in 1876 as 2 lots. Since then, the lots have been combined into a single lot, and there exists today a single-family residence and a detached garage. The applicant, property owner John Buckingham, is requesting a minor subdivision, which would split the lot into 2 lots again, however, at a different orientation than what was originally platted. So here in the certificate of survey, you can see what the proposed layout of the 2 lots would be. So got one here and another one down here off of 3rd Avenue Northeast. And so with this minor subdivision request, the applicant is requesting this in order to construct in the future, after the single-family home and detached garage are demolished, to construct a twin home, which is like a 2-unit attached townhouse, essentially. So 1 unit on one lot, 1 unit on the other lot with a common wall down the middle where the property line is. So that's what's being requested. However, with this minor subdivision specifically, that is just for the change to the lot layout. The twin homes specifically will need another approval from the city of Casson, which would be in the form of a conditional use permit, because this is in the R1 single-family residential zoning district. And the conditional use permit in this case is for making sure that there's agreements in place for any common or shared responsibilities between the future property owners of each residence. So with the minor subdivision request, there is no public hearing, so a public hearing notice was sent out inadvertently. So there isn't one for this meeting here tonight, but there will be one in the future once we get an application for that conditional use permit, and everyone will get a notice for that one as well. So just so everyone in this room is aware, that's what happened. So yeah, like I said, no public hearing here tonight, but just a recommendation that we would be asking to take to the city council meeting on Wednesday. With that, staff are recommending some conditions of approval for this one. Since this request is kind of dependent on the CUP for the twin homes that's coming later, we're recommending that this minor subdivision doesn't get recorded until after that CUP gets approved, and also after the single-family home and detached garage are demolished. Because without the CUP, then this subdivision doesn't really make sense, and without the structures being demolished, then we have a property line going, through a structure, and we don't want that either. So that's the reason there behind the 2 recommended conditions of approval. So if there's any questions.
Was it intended for rental, or is it a single-family or ownership, John?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Sure. Is it intended as a rent? These intended as rental units, or is it intended for occupied units? Like,
It's a rental property, was built
Right now, it's a rental property.
Yeah.
The structure was built in like 1910 or something. But you're plan for the twin homes once they're constructed? Are you planning to keep those as rentals or selling them off individually?
Owner-occupied.
Owner-occupied, okay.
25 years ago, I built Buckingham Estates over here west of the car wash, so this will be Buckingham Estates too.
Yep.
We'll have an association and everything else, so it'll be maintained very well.
Good. Thank you.
Got any other questions?
Is there a basement under the existing house, sir?
Yeah, stone foundation.
Okay. So there's no, like, walk-in, there's no crawl space underneath it?
There's a crawl space under the kitchen.
Okay. But that's all gonna be filled in, and this is gonna be built on grade?
Yeah,
Okay. That's all.
I've done this before, so it'll be a good solid structure.
That's right. Any other questions?
Any other
gentlemen?
questions?
It's not for Mr. Buckingham.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ian,
Yes.
you've got some code stuff down here, and I think this is the first, what you call a twin home. I guess I'm more familiar with it being just called a duplex, but,
So the key difference there, a duplex, as it's defined in our code, is 2 units that are on the same lot with like one owner that owns the entire thing, and then you'd have like a rental agreement for one or both of the individual units. But this one is just 1 unit on 1 lot with a common property line going between the shared wall, so you can have separate owners.
okay, understood. They, obviously, because they're within the setbacks, they have to have that CUP and an agreement, right, because they share that wall.
Yes.
Okay. In this discussion, you said the code requires a minimum of 4,000 square foot per unit and lot width and such and such and such. So I guess, is that specific to twin homes? Because normally with a single family, we have an 8,000 requirement for a single unit, right?
Yep, so the requirements that I put in the staff report are specific to twin homes.
Okay.
So those are different from
So-
a regular single-family
Yeah,
home.
so our requirements are basically 8,000, an 8,000 square foot lot could be changed to a twin home and have 2 4,000s. That is the minimum?
Yeah, you could do that way.
Okay, that's interesting, okay. So that's a little different than what we do for other single families, so I was just clarifying, because like I said, this is the first time I think I've seen this.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I don't know that we've had a
Yeah, this is
single-family, or,
pretty-
you know, a twin home like this project in the last 5 years, really. There are a number of them spread throughout town, off of Second,
I-
quite a few, and there's
Yeah, I remember
some over
seeing a bunch as I
on
ride around
Fourth,
town,
too,
but...
but, yeah.
Okay, I didn't have any other questions.
Thanks.
Anyone else? No more questions, sir?
I was just thinking of something here.
Well, I could tell.
Is there an example in town of a twin home that we could look at? I mean, just driving by?
Can you bring up the GIS, Ian?
Yeah.
What do I live next to?
The ones over on...
Across the street from the old school?
Well, and the ones that John has on the southwest.
Sure. Probably better, given,
And you can see those from the backside from Veterans Memorial.
Talking about Second and Veterans there?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one on Fourth, too, I know I walk past sometimes. But yeah, if you go over a little bit, the left there.
Right there. Those are...
Okay, so yeah, these are Buckingham Estates 1. Of course, this one would just be this is 4 units, but 2 units is proposed for this project that we're talking about tonight. Yeah. And I guess the building layout would be different too, with the shared garages like in the middle. But you can see there's like, if I select them, there's like 2 different tax ID parcels with the property line going in between, right down the middle of the building with different property owners. So,
A little concerned, Third Avenue there isn't as big as that street, really. You know what I mean? It's kind of a unique situation because of the avenue being so skinny.
I believe it's 12 foot wide.
Yep.
The asphalt, the hard surface is 12 foot wide.
Yeah. Can you zoom in on the same detail on our spot?
First Street northeast, Third Avenue, 200.
Basically, Third Avenue is like a one-lane wide, it's asphalt, but
Hasn't had any maintenance done to it in 13 plus years since I've lived there.
yeah. And also, there's no sewer line on Third
No
Avenue.
curb, no
And then
gutter,
Third Street.
no water control.
Yeah.
Probably better points to bring up during the public hearing and the conditional use permit process, because, yeah,
And we were misled with the letter that we got saying it
Well,
was,
I don't think there was an intention to mislead you, sir, but... Did we have anything else? Mr. Torkelson, sir?
Yeah, so, just to get this, make sure I'm up to speed on this fully, so you're going to, do, it looks like 3 of them, kind of spaced around, is that?
All right, you're on the next
No,
agenda item already.
oh, sorry. Yeah, I can pull up the,
Yeah.
right here.
It looks like this building.
Yeah, so garage is in the middle and the actual housing units on the outside.
That's, I did
what
have that
would
one
be the
picture.
requirements for like setback on property lines from the north and south neighbors? Obviously, you have the road setbacks.
Probably wonderful questions.
Ian, do you have that information?
Yeah, let's see here. I believe it still falls under like what you would have for a single-family home, just without the shared common wall. So 20 feet from the front, and then, let's see, 25 feet from the rear, and you could probably have 6.5 feet on the sides. Yes.
Anything else? No? I would assume you need a motion for us to recommend to the city council, sir?
Yes, please.
Does anyone
I'll
care to make a motion?
to approve as presented.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed would be our recommendation to city council on that item.
Thank you.
And lastly, we've got First Homes Concept, informational piece.
Sure, if you want to scroll down to that, Ian. So this is a subdivision, this is in the Vale subdivision, that was, constructed, really in 2022-23 timeframe. That cul-de-sac was, topped last year, so that was completed there. This is a little bit less than an acre parcel. I think we've probably brought this design for you. You've seen this design, obviously. This is where you've got the apartment complex to the west, and you've got another apartment complex to the south. The Edge Apartments, I think they're booking right now, so I think they're hoping to be fully open at the end of August, I think is what I've heard. But this is a residual lot that the Dodge County Housing Trust Fund has purchased, and this is the schematic for what they'd like to put there. It's in a PUD, so it will require a PUD layer to be added to allow for this design, but we do think it utilizes the density that we've asked for that area. That area is intended to be a dense area with its closeness to the park there, and that there will be it's not on here, but there will be an additional trail connection that will be going along there, and, so if you've been over there by the Southwest Water Tower, you know the trail comes in. The trail will continue, will be propagated along between the boulevard and the street there. So, this is what they're asking to do. I don't think we need any action tonight, Ian, do we? We're just bringing this informational to
purely
them
informational.
to let you know what they're looking at. And they're looking at 2 of the units being intended for disabled veterans, 2 for lower income, families, and then the other units would be market rate. And First Homes out of Rochester is the company that's planning on building these or constructing these. They've got their grant application into the state of Minnesota Housing Department. They got that grant application in, I think, at the end of June, and I think they're expecting to hear back here in late fall, probably end of October, to see if they got the grant funding. So, just to let them know that's what's going on kind of in that area of town.
Isn't this largely what was planned out, though? when-
Yeah, so-
I mean, this isn't
right.
out of line with what we saw
Oh,
a
I
couple
mean,
years
it's
ago.
a little different configuration. Original configuration had just one kind of dead-end road coming in with units on one side and the other. This one's actually got a little, I think, a better design because it has the pull-through, allows for a little bit more flexibility. It would be an association, so they would have private plowing and snow removal and mowing and things like that as well. So they have to work out some of those things as they get ready for construction, because they are planning on parcelizing the units. However, the land itself will remain in the Dodge County Housing Trust Fund. So the way that works is that it's similar, there are a couple of the Bigelows done in Southfork, where the house is sold, but the land is part of a common pot, basically, where it reduces the cost significantly. So these are intended for first-time home buyers or first-time homeowners to live in, so.
Understood.
And they take care of the
Yeah, I was gonna say,
land.
That's right, yeah, so it's an association, so the association would be required to maintain the property, yep.
snow removal and all that good stuff.
I'm seeing this dotted red line that appears to be setbacks,
Mhm.
and it's going right through the garage on the westmost property.
Sure, and so that would be, as I said, as part of a PUD, that planned unit development, we would have an adjustment to the setbacks, and that's what those PUDs are for, and at times we have waivers on setbacks included in those PUDs, and that's intended to be, as I said, intended to be a little bit more flexible utilization. So it does stay out of that easement. You see the dotted black line, Paul, kind of on the top side? That's the railroad easement, so it does stay out of that. So there is an additional section between the
pretty
railroad
close.
and it is. The apartment complex that's been constructed also is in that, is in that setback area. So I don't think they're expecting to have a lot of issues with it. And they may fine tune this additionally, depending on the funding they get from the state. Or if they don't get funding at all, I mean, it's possible they won't move forward on it. But we wanted to see if we could have a dense, subdivision down there, and we think this might be a good project for them still. Any questions on that? Otherwise, if we hear back one way or the other, we'll be coming back to you probably this fall, so thank you very much.
Wonderful. Anything else, gentlemen? I'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you all for coming.